This episode of Nuff Said is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
And what about our Superconnectivity podcast?
What about that Superconnectivity podcast? Is it any good? I don't know. Hey, welcome, dear listeners. You know if Superconnectivity is any good because you're listening now. I'm your host, Charlie, the Professor Esser, and with me, as always, is the man of vision who sees all and sees nothing.
Philmy, and Perich.
That's the guy. Hey, Philip. Welcome once again to Superconnectivity, where we will be discussing all of the amazing things that are connected superfluously to one another. I don't know if that's superficially. So let's talk movies because we have gotten James Gunn's additions to the Suicide Squad. And, I believe this is confirmed because I've seen lots of people saying it. So if enough people say it, it must be true. In which, among the people he has chosen, we have the fan favorite King Shark.
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
Oh, you didn't see King Shark? Oh, yes, that's like the one super villain on the team. I was actually surprised to find out that King Shark actually was not started out as an Aquaman villain. He actually started out as a Superboy villain. So who knew?
And he beat Gorilla Grodd on the Flash this week.
Oh well, that's what you do, man. CGI throwdown.
Big CGI throwdown, yeah.
Yeah, well, good. It's like the Orville. They give you a budget. Let's blow it. What else?
I was just wondering the last couple episodes why they did certain things. Like, why didn't they use powers that much in this episode or this and that? I'm like, okay, they were saving the money for this big CGI episode in the budget.
Yeah. Well, anyway, but yeah. So we get King Shark, and like I said, I think King Shark is a fan favorite. I think that his status not only got risen by the Suicide Squad comic, but then through the Flash, his status has only grown.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm very excited to see King Shark in there. And it is kind of weird to me too, Shark in it, since again, seems like he'd be a perfect Aquaman villain. Seems like this would be a great place to monetize our success of Aquaman. Sort of bringing King Shark into the Aquaman storyline, connecting our DC universes, even though they say they are not connecting these universes at all.
Unless they're going to play King Shark kind of like they did this week on The Flash as like a tragic figure, like he was a scientist, and it's like as it kind of like they do with Kurt Connors with the lizard almost, is like once he transforms, like the animal part of the brain starts to take over more and more, and he starts to lose more and more of his humanity.
Yeah, well, that could be interesting. Who knows? They actually could tell a really good story in Suicide Squad.
Because they even pulled a Ben Grimm with them in this week's episode of The Flash. Like, they found a way to cure him, but then Grodd showed up, and he took He got a telepathic crown, basically, that increased his telepathic powers like 1,000-fold, they said, so he could control the whole city. But they're like, but he can't control other animal brains. So King Shark's brain was immune to his mental powers, but he had been cured. So he's like, well, you have to change me back. That's the only way, that's the only way we were going to beat Grodd. And they were like, well, if you change back, you're probably not going to be able to, we're not going to be able to cure you permanently now. And he's like, well, that's what I got to do. So, the old Ben Grimm, I got to go back to save the world.
I don't understand why they couldn't just cure him again.
It was something with the dark matter in his body that, the cure hadn't completely set. So they're like, well, if we reverse it, it's, we're not going to be able to like redo it a second time. I don't, In the words of Lilith Hellfire, convenient plot point is convenient.
It would appear to be so convenient. So anyway, but that's our big name, and just all downhill from there.
Well, I thought you were going to say, Will Smith is out, and they're replacing him as Deadshot with Idris Elba.
Yeah, that is a switch.
I saw that thing. I was like, ooh, Idris Elba's going to be in the DCEU. Then I was like, oh, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, well, I mean, first off, Suicide Squad doesn't have to be a bad film.
Mm-mm.
Think about how many good Suicide Squad comics have been out.
Is he going to be the Don? Is he going to be the Don Cheadle of the DC?
Well, hey, DCU could use a good Don Cheadling.
Yeah.
What I find interesting about Idris Elba is he is such a different actor from Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And there's really. And I don't know, they may be the same age, but, different, English versus Hollywood age things.
Well, look at Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle.
Well, yeah. Well, and that is true. But I guess from my perspective, I welcome it. I'd like to see Idris Elba, and they got rid of his Marvel character, so he's like, hey, guess I'm free.
Yeah. I'm guessing Heimdall's not coming back from the dead now.
Well, we don't know yet. It's different for gods, Phil. You know that.
That's true.
Yeah, but but he's apparently wandering over. We'll see if his contract allows that. But like I said, it's an interesting choice. It'll be a very different Deadshot than the one we had, and maybe that's what they're looking for. It is interesting that they did decide to keep him black. And I guess it's one of these things where they really couldn't not make him black after they made him black the first time.
Yeah.
Sort of like if they suddenly introduced white Nick Fury into the Marvel Universe, people would be like, really? I don't know, People don't like change. I'll say that much for certain. But, but it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we'll see how he goes. Again, Idris Elba, he's an amazing actor. He can do pretty much anything, so I'm not gonna fault him for it. Like I said, but I guess on some level, I just always think of him as an older gentleman, more mature, maybe more grizzled than a Will Smith, and maybe that's really what they need. Maybe that's who Deadshot should have been the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he shouldn't be a wisecracker. He's not Spider-Man. But then moving on, we have Peacemaker, who is apparently just crazy. He just believes in peace so much he has to kill people who won't be peaceful. Is his basic shtick, and he volunteered in Vietnam, then burned down a village, and he does not seem well. I don't know how this is going to translate into the movie, but he does not seem well. I was reading his backstory, and it's weird. We have Ratcatcher.
Oh, Ratcatcher!
Okay. Apparently, there are some Ratcatcher fans in the house.
He's a Batman villain.
Yes, he is. But so is the other villain, the big name that they announced, Polka Dot Man.
You mean Crazy Quill?
No, Polka Dot Man.
Polka Dot Man. Oh.
His name is Polka Dot Man. And I guess he was just basically from what I read, it sounds like he was a criminal who decided, you know what, I got to jump on the whole supervillain bandwagon.
It sounds like one of those Silver Age villains, like one of those 50s.
Yeah, well, it seems like it. But apparently he's one of these Silver Age villains that they've brought back just to mess with.
He's probably going to be the Captain was it Captain Boomerang in the first one who gets his head blown off in the first couple of minutes? He's probably going to be the one who gets
No, that was
the other guy.
The mountain climber guy, I forget his name. And that's actually comics accurate, because apparently that character was created just to be killed by Captain Boomerang. But or by Captain Boomerang's duplicity. So I forget shows what a great impression that character made.
Yeah, Polka Dot Man is an old one. His first appearance was in Detective Comics 300. And as we know, Detective 1000 is about to come out. So,
so it's 700 issues ago. But what I was going to say about him is that apparently, I guess originally he could pull the polka dots off his costume and they were bombs and he could throw them. And now he just hits people with a baseball bat.
I was going to say, so a cheap, generic version of the Spot. Okay. But with less impressive powers.
The Spot has teleportation.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Well, that's what I was going to say.
See, that's the thing. If you have absolutely no powers, you can be a Batman villain. Because, it's like, I have literally nothing but a stupid costume.
Well,
Welcome to the fold, fellow Bat villain.
I mean,
that's what our hero has, too.
I mean, if you're going to be a villain with no powers, who would you rather fight, Batman or Superman?
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, but Lex Luthor just likes the challenge.
You could say his power is his brain.
Yeah, you could say that.
Oh, Lord. I don't know if it's this week coming up or not, but soon. Did you see they're going to have Lex Luthor on Supergirl? Did you see who's playing Lex Luthor?
Yeah.
John Cryer.
John Cryer, yes. John Cryer. And I think he's going to be fantastic in the role.
And the man who played Lenny Luthor in Superman 4.
Yes.
Played Lex's nephew, yeah.
Oh. Small world. Why do I know? Actor, I don't know. But yeah, so clearly he's got the Luthor. He looks like a Luthor. That's one thing we can say about him. But I get the feeling he's going to be playing Luthor as a very disarming and charming fellow. But not like the Luthor we're used to of the charming Luthor, where he's like, I'm the richest man in the world,
Yeah.
But like sort of a guy like, oh, yeah, no, that's cool. Oh, I'm really, really happy about you. And, just as he quietly stabs you in the back, Much more akin to his character on 2.5 Men, who always acted like he was the nice guy, but he was actually the most evil and manipulative one of the group. If you ever watched 2.5 Men.
Oh, yeah.
John Cryer's character was way, way worse of a human being than anyone else on that series. And that was the point,
Oh, yeah, because he tried to, he was very sneaky with his stuff. At least his brother was very, honest and upfront with who he was.
Well, exactly. But he was your classic toxic nice guy.
Yeah.
And that was, yeah, there's a lot of good lessons in 2.5 Men, kids. Don't believe the hype. Yeah, so John Cryer in the role. I've actually been excited about John Cryer in that role for a long time now. I've actually been, I thought, I'm like the only one, I thought, oh, that's brilliant casting. And I think maybe much in the way that, I think Idris Elba, after a Will Smith, is a great choice and is going to bring something that we didn't see in these earlier iterations that I think John Cryer is really going to bring to the fore. I think that he's going to give us this guy who seems really nice but is going to be purely evil, but he's going to put you in a position where you're always questioning how evil he might be. Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see his interactions with Supergirl, because I'm sure she's going to try and gaslight her about what his whole relationship with Superman is. It's like, no, we have disagreements, of course, but really I have nothing but respect for the big blue Boy Scout. Yeah. Well, anyway. So I'm excited for that. That'll be fun. Might actually get me to watch an episode of Supergirl today. And I don't watch a lot of things, and she's on Channel 11, and that's like the one channel that is so spotty.
The CW.
Actually, I can only watch those things. I have to go to the CW app, and then I can watch them like the day after. So that's a thing for me. Yeah. So that's that. We got Gotham this week.
Yes.
I really do not know what's going on in Gotham. Because apparently they have an entire water treatment plant, but electricity is spotty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really like talk about convenient. Plot point is convenient. They just pretty much whatever we need it to be. That's the state of Gotham. It's like we're running out of food and we don't have enough water to last us. And then 1 month later, let's have a wedding.
He almost died. He did, he wanted to make the
Yeah, almost is not good enough.
Life is short. Life is short. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And plus,
what I'll say is,
they gave us a month time jump on that pregnancy. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, and Ivy is. I just don't know what to do with Ivy.
We're on our third Ivy.
I know they don't know what to do with Ivy either. But it's like, oh, she just wants to kill everyone, which is like, and maybe that is true to Ivy's basic motivations, but I don't know. It seems like an odd motivation to me. I mean,
she could just. I mean, she's probably literally insane because she was a little girl and then she mutated.
Yeah, I know. She's still 12.
What I'm just saying, the physical changes to her body may have. I mean, in this last mutation, she was like huffing some weird chemicals or something. So I mean, it could literally have like fried her brain too.
Yeah. Well, whatever it didn't do well. And again, it becomes this issue of a villain of the week that, again, almost seems like, well, I guess we need to make more shows now. So
yeah, that's what I was wondering if this was.
Throw in Ivy.
I wonder if this was like the other fill-in because then there's no Gotham next week, and then they come back for episode 10, and then they like take like a month off and then air the last 2. So Gotham loves their breaks. I don't know why, but every year they love their breaks.
Well, no, they're very aggressive schedule.
It's a bear.
Yeah, well, you gotta. Basically, they need time to let whatever that kid's name grow another 2 inches. You got to get the kid to be 6'8" by the end of the series, so you can fill out the bat suit.
I think I heard that if they they'll show Batman at the very end of the last episode. I think they said it's going to be somebody like a stunt guy or something in the suit, and they're just going to dub his voice in or whatever.
We'll see. Like I said, I'm still hoping Bruce dies at the end, and it was never meant to be a Batman origin. It was always Bullock's Law. And that is actually, speaking of Bullock's Law, that is actually the big claim to fame of Polka Dot Man was that Harvey Bullock beat him up, and then he sued Gotham City for like $1 million.
$1 million.
Or something like that. But basically, yeah. So Harvey Bullock, went across the line and beat the heck out of that man. Yes. Well, that's what lines are there. Why do you draw a line if you don't want us to cross it? That's what I would say.
But speaking of TV, I know you want to talk Orville.
Yeah. Man, this was the only good Krill is a dead Krill storyline. And that was a interesting story.
I mean, I know people say this from time to time, but this was a Next Generation episode, right? Remember there was like O'Brien's former captain was like killing Cardassians, and they're like the Federation told Picard, you got to stop him. We can't win a war with the Cardassians if we go back to war with them. You have to stop.
Yeah, well, yeah, Simpsons did it too, I'm sure. Well, the show's been on for as long as.
I was going to say, it's been 30 years. I think they've done everything.
Yeah, and that was technically Deep Space Nine. That wasn't. If it was O'Brien, I mean.
No, it was on Next Generation. I remember O'Brien was on Next Generation too.
I know he was on, but it's not like he was a main character.
No, but he was kind of in that episode.
Yeah. Okay, but they had a couple episodes about terrorism. I thought you were actually talking about the one that had the IRA terrorists. They've done several things. Actually, what I really liked was and first off, no, it wasn't a Next Generation episode because whatever that episode is, I'm sure they didn't have the living bomb woman character appear to be a semi-autistic, traumatized person.
Okay, that part was original to the Orville.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, basically, like, remember that time where there was another terrorist on another show? It's like, yeah, that doesn't mean it's the same show.
I know, but it was. I know, but the Next Generation part, it was a former friend of one of the crew members whose wife and child, I believe, were killed by these alien race, and now they're like at peace. And he's like, this is complete crap.
Yeah. Although I think in this case it's a slightly different thing, because I think that in this storyline he's already being a terrorist long before the Kalons show up.
Yeah.
So this guy was, he found a cool secret weapon, which is this lady with blow up blood, and they just drain her and blow stuff up. Yes, it's crazy. And then the guy basically commits suicide.
But I just wonder. I mean, she looked about the size of your average human. It's like, I wonder how much blood he could drain at a time without killing her.
Well, I don't know. But and who says that he doesn't? Maybe he does it periodically, and
Yeah.
Clearly, the woman had track marks all over her arms, so
Although I think they said, didn't the doctor say it, or didn't someone say it only takes a couple ounces to blow up a quantum drive or something?
Yeah, it's a very devastating weapon. Yeah, I mean it was a good episode. It was dark, but it's like, because I was kind of thinking what they were going to say is they would say we have evidence that he is the terrorist. And he will be tried he will be sent to a union penal colony,
Mm-hmm.
That would have been, that's what I was like. When I had a feeling that the daughter was, or the person we thought was the daughter, was going to be some kind of living weapon. Yeah. I thought it was going to be some kind of crazy psychic power stuff, but I kind of figured the quote unquote daughter had something to do with it, because they're like, oh, she's scared, don't scan her and stuff. I'm like, oh, there's something with this woman. Yeah. Well, it was, yeah.
I thought at the end we were going to get a line, spoilers, because Gordon has to kill his friend. But I thought we were going to get a line from the Krill or something, where they actually respected them more, because they're like, oh yeah, we found out one of our own was killing your people, and we took care of the problem for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I'm not quite sure how that. I liked the Krill in this. I gotta say that I liked, and it does raise that question about is it fair to is it a good idea to work with these people who are religious zealot fascists, but at the same time they also establish the idea that even the Krill aren't all one thing, that there are more progressive branches within the Krill, which is, I think that's something that's going to come out, is that I think even on Kalis that there will be other members of Isaac's people, of the Kalons, who are going to say, this does not seem like a logical use of our time. This does not seem like a good use of our time.
And like we've seen, even other members of the other races, even on the Orville, don't agree with everything the Mocklins do.
Well, yeah, well, no one agrees with everything the Mocklins do. Even the Mocklins don't always agree with what the Mocklins do. And that's kind of the point, And the Mocklins, and again, this is this thing. It's like, I think there's two ways that Seth might be going with this story. There is an interesting idea that he might go, as Mercer has to deal with more and more basically awful people. His general union positivity could start to be eroded. And he can find himself in this spot where he is really kind of rejecting the inclusivity of union culture, because he says, how can we be an inclusive culture when the Mocklins are genitally mutilating their children, and the Krill are religious zealots, and But I mean, now we're going to make peace with the Kalons for some reason, just because they decided that we suddenly compute.
But I mean, the difference between the Krill and the Mocklins is, I think the Mocklins are just harming each other. The Krill will actually go out and they'll kill anybody.
Well, Avis has promised the universe to them, so.
And good prices on a rental car, yes.
Yes, all hail Avis. I don't even get why that's. I mean, I guess maybe Avis still rents spaceships. I mean, I guess maybe that's the implication there. And honestly, if I was the guy at Avis right now, I'd be like, I need them to rent an Avis spaceship.
Or unless, I mean, they have all these old TV and movies like we saw, this episode. Yeah. He was watching the original Planet of the Apes. Maybe some of these old TV shows, they got some of the old commercials with it or something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Bloopers and practical jokes. Hertz, because not only did they know about Amos, they also knew about Hertz. Because I say this, they worship another god, Hertz. He tries harder. I think he said something about tries harder in there, but yeah, it's. I mean, that does strain a little credulity. I will give that. I mean, I have my basic theory on why classic.
It's for the comedy value.
Yeah, well, it's for comedy, but also I think it does serve that purpose to understand that this ancient media may be all that's really left of Earth culture, or also be seen as the last culture that was truly Earthican, if you will, before they became so integrated with other cultures. So that, this idea of early 20th century American culture is the only culture.
Could it be now just with like all our, we're even going back and doing the older stuff too, but like now, like all our entertainment, like our TV and movies are going digital, we can just like download stuff off the internet. Maybe it's easier to preserve all this stuff just because it is digital now.
Yeah. Or maybe all this lost. This is the other theory. Yeah. You blow it up. You made up. We lost all our episodes of Friends. Now we only have Mayberry RFD because it was on Laserdisc. The one media to survive the Great Holocaust. Unlike the old ones, the big Laserdiscs. Those things.
I think we're just going down.
Last forever.
I think we're just going down Seth MacFarlane's playlist. Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, well, hey, he's got a show that he doesn't have to make fart jokes in. So he apparently
just has to be Shatner.
When the devil came for his soul, he said, "No, the talent was in me all along," and he could play the harp just like Peter Tork.
I thought you were going to say the fiddle.
No, that was an episode of The Monkees where Peter sells his soul to be able to play the harp, and then Mike Nesmith says, "The music was in you the whole time," which is something that gets parodied a lot too. Where actually, no, you it's bad, and you should feel bad, to quote Zoidberg. But anyway, moving right along. Captain Marvel's coming out. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I was actually bad. I broke down, Charlie. I read the spoilers.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess there's no point in having our fun last-minute fan theories.
I know what I read the articles. I know what happens to her between her movie and Endgame. We're like, where did she go? I know.
Okay, well, now you know. Just so long as she wasn't being impregnated in another universe by some mind-control dude.
No.
Okay. Thank goodness. Bullet died.
You really think the Disney and the MCU would let that happen?
No.
This isn't the DCEU, Charlie Esser.
But anyway, yeah. So it'll be.
No. Just the stuff I read. If it's true, you will be pleased. I believe.
Okay. Well, I'm sure. You know what? Here's what I'll say. Even when they don't take my brilliant ideas, they always make the show better.
Yeah, and I knew that, and I knew this.
That's what I think that.
And I saw this before I saw the spoilers, but there's a mid-credit scene and an end-credit scene. So,
ooh, good. I like when they have the multiple scenes.
Yeah,
they're fun. It's funner that way. So mid-credits and credits. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see it tomorrow.
Me too.
And I'll see it again on Sunday. Because Tristan wants to see it. He likes to go. But you see, for these movies, I like to go see it once on my own.
Yeah.
So I don't have to leave in the middle to refill the popcorn for the kids.
Gotta get the large
I'll be
popcorn.
so happy.
They don't sell those buckets at your theater, man?
Yeah, that's how you get the refill. You buy the big bucket. And then
you guys get through the bucket and you gotta refill halfway through.
He can eat his weight in popcorn, really. And like 15 minutes in, he's like, "Dad, we're out of popcorn." It's like, refill the drink too. He's a growing boy. Mm-hmm. He is, man. That kid's getting tall. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I guess Yeah, no, don't spoil me. Don't spoil me.
I won't.
Okay, but and we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm very excited for it, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And then
check out our review, Capes and Lunatics, episode 95.
Okay. Yeah. It's at 9 o'clock or
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. That's it. It's upside down. 6 o'clock tomorrow. Hopefully Maz will be able to join us, but we'll see.
Yes, and we should have some other. We should have some a few other faces also, because Lilith doesn't want to see the movie. Sour grapes.
These grapes are so sour. Yeah, we didn't want that connected universe anyway.
Wait till Shazam comes out. She's gonna be like, "I gotta go to see Shazam."
I'll go see Shazam.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'll go and get popcorn when the boring part. No, I mean, I think Shazam. Actually, I like the most recent trailer for Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty good. Although, again, they still have, going to the real estate agent to get a hideout. And what money? It's like what? I don't know. That's
all right. That's the beginning of April. End of April, we get Endgame.
Yes. Yay. The end game. Electric Boogalore.
Less than 2 months.
Yep. Well, I'm excited about it. Oh,
our 3 hour extravaganza.
I did put in my request for the 12th.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So everyone get to Bowling Green. Bowling Green April 13th.
April 13th. Yeah, I was going to say that's
this man becomes a legend. 20 years from now, people will be asking, where were you when Phil was in Bowling Green University? And you'll say, I was at Bowling Green University.
Oh, stop.
I'm just saying, this could be the start of something big. You want to talk comic books? Or
sure, yeah, let's talk some comics.
Is there anything else to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk some comics.
Yeah, that thing that officially is what, got us all started on this whole crazy multimedia extravaganza. What the classic comical books. So I caught up on Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh yes,
and Raven's Hunt. Yes, and I like that it's also like the people's different perspectives and stories.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my I got two crazy fan theories.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want the crazy Spider-Man theory or the crazy Craven theory?
I don't know. You can give us both. Yeah.
Okay. Crazy Spider-Man theory. Peter gets super sick after Ned Leeds dies in his arms. Do you think he's infected like the clones with something? And do you think, dun dun dun, Spider-Man's a clone?
I don't know. They tried to do that in the 90s and people almost revolted, so I don't know.
Yeah,
well, why? Well, then where's the real?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Is it Ben Reilly?
No, he's in a tank somewhere. I'm just saying.
Who's in a tank? Ben Reilly? No, I remember. Didn't auto cure him?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it would be interesting. It's just weird that Ned Leeds died, and now I'm so sick, and I haven't been sick in a while. What could it possibly mean? I mean, I think maybe he's got the necrotic. Maybe he just has like the necrotic clone decay, but he's not actually a clone, so it's like it's just making him super sick. But now that's going to be a whole other arc because he's got necrotic lung disease, boy.
Unless it's like some kind of Craven magic thing or something, because that's the whole that was the whole thing about that first issue where like Craven was all mad at his family because he died and he was basically at peace and his family brought him back and he was all like, well, why did you do that? Yeah,
well, exactly. Then he killed his family, and then I don't know, man. I don't quite know how I feel about like
that he made clones.
Well, that he like cons the High Evolutionary into making clones for him, and it's like a High Evolutionary could like just devolve you into not even to a gorilla, but like a paramecium.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, why risk going to the High Evolutionary? Why wouldn't you go to like the Jackal or somebody?
Well, because the Jackal makes bad clones.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. We all know how bad of a clone, 1940s technology. No, but it's not like if he really wanted to go, he would go to Zola.
Yeah. Zola would probably do it for the right price. Yeah.
Well, of course Zola would do it for the right price. And, Zola might just, you want 20 of you? Sure, why not? Sure, why not? And, when I had a feeling when that one of them was going to, I had a feeling that they were eventually going to kill each other. But I thought it was going to be like a more of a, you will hunt each other. And no, just one of them just decided I would hunt them all. And,
he out-Craven, yeah.
Yeah. But what I thought was neat in this, and this is a blink and you miss it. In the second issue, we've got all the villains in like stasis chambers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see there's all the dots on the wall. Remember that? The little Craven droids.
Okay, yeah.
Phil, did you freeze on me?
You for a second, but okay, yeah.
This was frozen. Possibly both of us. Or more likely me, because you're the one recording. So it doesn't matter what I do. When you're frozen, that's yeah. But no, you see the Craven bots along the wall there.
Yeah.
All plugged in the wall. I think the supervillains these guys are hunting aren't actually the supervillains. I think they're basically robotic. Basically what I think is Arcade has linked, and again, this is why you go to Arcade, because he's linked the minds of these villains to these robots, but they don't know that they're robots, so that basically all of these animal-themed villains have to basically keep on running and getting hunted and get killed, and then they come right back. And that's like the cycle of it. So that I think is the shtick of it. And that's my big fan theory on Craven's Big Hunt, And
what did you think about this week? They did the Amazing Spider-Man 16.8U, but what did you think about the Black Cat issue? Like, they actually explained why she was like acting like a, basically the new Kingpin the last, year or so.
Yeah, well, they kind of
because the whole Mephisto deal, parts of her memory got taken out because she knew who Spider-Man was, so there were big gaps in her memory, and
yeah, I mean, it was. I guess that kind of overlooks other things about it too, like the interaction with the Superior Spider-Man when she first goes into her evil shtick.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that basically it was a way to basically what it comes down to is they wanted to have a reason to have her go back to being a good guy character.
Yeah.
Because essentially what they did was because the whole idea is now that I've got my memory back, I don't want to be that person anymore, but I still have a lot of issues, yada, yada, yada.
I just took it as like the Mephisto mind wipe kind of put her on the edge, and then Otto just slapped her over it.
Yeah, literally. I mean, that's another interpretation. Like I said, I don't think, what I'll say is I think that is the kind of thing that gets retroactively written. I don't think anyone was thinking that at the time. So, but it works out good. It works out good. And it's a great story. I
appreciate that they actually attempted to explain it instead of just saying, "Oh, now she changed her mind again. She's good again."
Yeah, now she's good. And good, evil.
They're trying. I appreciate that they tried to explain it.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that too. But I really liked. I liked Black Ant and Taskmaster saying, "Yeah, we had a real debate about him,
Hammerhead, yeah.
Hammerhead, but he's also a shark, but he doesn't really commit to the thing, And hey, I gotta say, I love Hammerhead getting like his props as a mobster. And also, I like him just selling out Owsley.
He's like, "Oh, I need the owl," and then when she, she falls in her trap, he's like, I just needed you out of the way.
Yeah, and tell the owl I'll take good care of his territory for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah. No, that was good. And I liked Billy. I really loved Billy in this, Billy Connors. I still don't know why Kirk Connors can't let his family go out and about.
Remember, the original ones are dead, his wife and kid. That whole clone conspiracy brought them back, and I guess the only way to keep them from, decomposing.
I know, but No, but my point is he doesn't want them to be out because they're lizards.
Oh yeah, because they can't transform like him. Yeah,
I know. But the fact of the matter is who cares that they're lizards? I mean, that is such a bad way to raise your children, to have them be ashamed of who they are.
He's probably just afraid. Yeah, he's probably just afraid. I mean, yeah, he's not going about this the right way. I agree with you, but he's probably just afraid. His son goes out. He's afraid his son's going to get killed or something.
Well, yeah, but as a result, his son sneaks out and almost gets killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, this is one of my favorite interpretations on the Fantastic Four was the reason why Reed decided to form a superhero team was because he realized he turned his friends and family into monsters. And the only way to counteract that is we have to go. We can't hide, because if we hide, then we'll just confirm we're monsters. But if we go right out in the middle of the city, say, we're your new heroes! Spilled my non-alcoholic apple juice all over myself.
Jeez. He's clumsy when he's sober, people. It's when he's drunk.
Yeah, that's
he can balance on a tight wire or a tightrope when he's drunk.
Oh goodness, but such is life.
But but the whole thing, Billy Connors is like another Franklin Richards. It's like some days he's like a teenager, other times he's like 8 years old. It's like his age always goes back and forth.
Because no artist can draw two kinds of people. This is the one thing we've learned about comic book artists. They can draw one kind of people. And once you pick that, that's why there were no adults in any of Charles Schultz's comics, because it's like he doesn't know how to draw adults. That's exactly, So, no, this is just a typical thing with cartoonists. We've seen it a million times. Cartoonists can't draw two kinds of people.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I wanted to bring up a comic. I know you didn't read it because it's DC, but they finally had another issue of Doomsday Clock come out.
Oh. And
they showed, and they revealed why there's no Justice Society like in this new timeline. Is Dr. Manhattan went back in time, the train wreck where Alan Scott got his power battery that basically saved his life. He moved the power battery a couple inches to the left or right. Alan Scott dies, which somehow the Justice League the Justice Society doesn't form. And there's some kind of chain reaction because then 1,000 years in the future, the Legion of Superheroes doesn't form either.
Yeah. I don't quite get Dr. Manhattan.
And then he shows Ronnie Raymond something. I don't know if this is true or not, but supposedly he takes him back in time and shows him that Professor Stein was actually working with someone. They were like, there was a big conspiracy where Stein was working for someone. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna, we'll create our own metahuman to get in there and, be our inside man in the metahuman community and stuff. And it's so.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I kind of felt that Doomsday Clock had some promise, but it's taking so long and.
Oh yeah, they was supposed to be monthly.
It's so convoluted.
It was supposed to be monthly. Then it went to every other month, and they still couldn't hit that deadline. It's just like because Tyler even put something up on Facebook. Issue 1 came out November 2017. We are now in March 2019, and this is only issue 9.
Yeah, I mean,
and DC wonders why they have problems.
Yeah, really. It's like you're gonna first off. Hey, say what you want about Alan Moore, but the man got his books out on time.
Yeah, that's what people were saying online. They're like, Alan Moore got that original Watchmen stuff, and they were like teasing this miniseries for at least like 2 years or more, and it's just
which tells you that it wasn't done when they started teasing it.
I don't know.
It was like
it's Jeff
barely
Johns.
a sketch.
It's Jeff Johns, so I don't know if he's doing like 20 other things, but it's like, you know what? Don't solicit it until you have most of it done.
Well, yeah, or even just like know where you're going with it, because it's like
I think he knows. I don't know if it's just he doesn't have time or if there's. I don't know.
I guess so. I don't know.
I don't.
I just think DC is
because it's
having some problems.
Because then it's like Heroes in Crisis is going on in this whole time.
Yeah. Oh, Heroes in Crisis. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know. I honestly, I am just. It seems like DC is just really trying everything.
It's just weird because they wanted the reboot after New 52, but it's like they don't want to have that reputation of rebooting every couple of years anymore. So it's just like,
well, but I guess I don't even like I said, I don't even understand why they have to reboot everything.
Well, people didn't like New 52, most of it.
Well.
I think that's the whole point of like Doomsday Clock. It's like, well, Dr. Manhattan like did all these alterations and stole like 10 years of time and stuff, and it's, you know.
Wouldn't it have been easier just to start telling stories that were more like what people wanted to read? And then just ignore the fact that, oh yeah, it's sort of like how, you know, you don't really talk about a lot of Silver Age Batman villains unless you want to bring them back for like this. Oh, what if we did a dark, gritty polka dot man, you know?
Well, when Grant Morrison was on Batman, he kind of tried to tie all that Silver Age stuff in, like, oh, you know, this wacky issue of Batman, that was Batman hallucinating, you know, trying to, like, you know, train his mind to do this, or, you know.
Yeah. So, really, it wasn't the fruit pies that
no.
Penguin. Okay. Well, good to know.
All right.
Although, man, wouldn't it be great if at some point, during the last season of Gotham, Penguin does get distracted by fruit pies.
Oh.
And that's how they catch him. Wah, wah, wah.
All right, let's cleanse our palate of this DC. There's something good. How about Immortal Hulk 14?
Oh, that is such a good book.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I mean, it is. And, its entire storytelling operation of just this. I mean, it's a real work of art. It's just a work of art to look at. It is beautiful to read. And it's got a pretty good story, too. Not the least of which is just this big reveal at the end that apparently all the Hulks are immortal now.
Oh, yeah.
Which has an interesting implication for the two people they mourn in this episode.
Rick Jones and Thunderbolt Ross.
Ross, yes. So we get the strong implication they are both coming back, which again is one of those kind of things that's going to have a real impact on the stories in Captain America this week.
Yeah, well, he's not back yet, so I mean,
no, he's not back yet. Yeah, we don't know how long it takes.
I just love that. I just love the gag on the first page where, you know, Betty's thinking, oh, you know, my father was buried the first time at the family plot in New Hampshire, the second time in Arlington National Cemetery. This time it's kind of a joke, so they just like put him in West Point because it's like, what's the point at this point?
Yes, well, you know, I'm sure this is a problem more than a few people have in the superhero community. Where they're dead, but now they're not dead, and now I guess we're dead again, you know.
And did you catch another gag? Did you see his tombstone, the year of his birth was? 1962.
Ah, yes. That was the year the Hulk premiered, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Good old Hulk. Well, they have to do that now, you know. Just because it wouldn't make sense for him to fight in World War II, you know.
Why? He keeps coming back anyway. He's basically immortal anyway.
Yeah, but no, they had the thing once. Everyone thinks we're so old. I mean, really, you really thought I fought in World War II?
That would have been funny if he'd be like, oh yeah, him and Steve Rogers have had a grudge since World War II.
Yeah. Well, you know. Although it's interesting, one of the more interesting retcons of General Ross is that he is actually Betsy Ross's nephew, and that he used to hang out with what's his name, Mace. Because Jeffrey Mason, Betsy Ross eventually got married, and then he would come over and play with them, and he was kind of raised. So he spent a lot of time with Golden Girl and Captain America as a young boy. Little Tad Ross. I don't know. I find it an amusing anecdote.
Yeah, but yeah, we mentioned the resurrection because is that supposed to be Bushwhacker, the assassin who shoots Betty because his arm, the gun looks like it's part of his arm.
Oh, I don't know. They gave him a name though.
Yeah,
I thought he was just a killer who doesn't follow orders.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it is. Oh, yeah, it's Agent Burbank. I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll look up Bushwhacker's name. But,
yeah.
Yeah, so he shoots... we see the Hulks are basically immortal now because he shoots Betty Ross, who basically was supposed to have been cured of being Red She-Hulk, but not
now
so
they're all
much.
back. Well, once you open the green door.
I was going to say, so I guess no matter how much you've been quote-unquote cured, if you get killed, it basically reboots you?
I guess so. I mean, that's a possibility. Although, then again, I think the Avengers could have used an A-bomb about that time.
Yeah,
I guess that didn't take, Steve.
Because, I mean, Rick Jones has been dead for a while, so, at least since Secret Empire, so where's he been?
Yeah, well, exactly. This is... So, my belief is that it's going to be tied into the fact that after the Hulk goes to hell, that's what's going to allow the other Hulks to come back.
Oh, maybe.
Because I think the energy released, yada, 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 has to go somewhere.
Maybe he broke the green door or something, so...
Yeah. Now the green door swings both ways.
Because I was going to say, I wonder if the whole Gamma resurrection thing explains our last page, Charlie Usser. Who returned on our last page?
Well, he's returned before.
Yeah, no, he's been back, but yeah.
He's been back a while. He got back he was like the first person that Franklin brought back. Yeah. So yeah, good old Mr. Dunphy. Our man at the university, Dr. Sampson.
Leonard
Dr.
Sampson.
Lenny. Yeah. Lenny Sampson. I mean, it's great to have him back. I love Doc Sampson.
Oh.
He's a favorite of mine. What?
Sorry, I was going to say, I did look it up. Bushwhacker's real name is Carl Burbank, so that...
Okay, so maybe that is Bushwhacker. There we go.
They call him Agent Burbank, yes.
Okay, and that makes sense. Bushwhacker's fought the Hulk. He's a Hulk villain, isn't he?
Well, I know him from Daredevil. He's fought Daredevil a couple times.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Or maybe it was like when the Hulk was in Vegas, they first crossed paths.
Maybe. I mean, he could have crossed paths at some point.
I could be mistaken, but anyway. But anyway, good for Burbank getting work, but again, follow orders.
Yeah.
Follow freaking orders.
And what did he think? Because all he had was the heat signature. Didn't he say he couldn't really tell who was who?
Yeah, well, he said, it's a 50-50
Don't you know, even if she didn't come back, if you kill his wife, you're going to have the full rage of the Hulk pointed at you. And he's basically... it's nighttime, so he's not going to die no matter what, so...
Yeah, well, I like him saying, I can take him. It's like, what? What are you talking about? I think he just wanted to die. I think it was suicide by Hulk, quite frankly. Yeah, that might have been what it is. You know what I actually didn't mind? Was Avengers.
What, regular Avengers?
Yeah, regular Avengers with Robbie Reyes and Heck. His hell is a traffic jam in L.A.
And I
liked it. It actually kind of made me not be annoyed at the Vampire Civil War that we're all getting stuck in,
And they actually referenced the end of Damnation, that Johnny Blaze is the king of hell now.
Yeah, well, there we go. Yeah, he's a monster. Or is he? Maybe he's not. I don't know. He's something different.
He's on erasing people's marriages. I know that.
There you go. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. It's a pretty straightforward thing. These guys, when you are a satanic character, you do face heel turns all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Damien Hellstrom. Sometimes he's a hero. Sometimes he's working with Nazis. And it really is one day to the next. It's like, do we need him to be a villain today or a hero?
Yeah.
And then that's what he is, because that's his nature. Same thing they do with Satana, his sister. Some days she's a villain, some days she's a hero. I liked also No Road Home, Nightmare basically joining forces with the Hulk as the real Nightmare. My castle now. That was great. Yeah. I mean, I don't... Is it just me, or does it seem like they're leaning really heavy on Hulk lately?
Mm-hmm.
And really, trying to make him almost a cosmic level Hulk. He's not just the Hulk. He's he is the strongest one there is, you know. And
I think they're literally trying to go. Yeah, he's like the strongest one there is.
Yeah, and really trying to make that as a more as a deeper statement about things. Like, it's not just that he's super strong or super resilient but it's like he is some sort of cosmic force of Hulkitude.
I thought,
you know what I mean, brother?
I thought you were gonna say, do you think they're gonna like swing him more towards like a villainous bent? Because wouldn't that be? Well, we can't. I mean,
he always has been.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the thing. He is. You know, he has often been a villain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he was in many ways, you know, Marvel's first real anti-hero.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was a hero with a really bad attitude, you know, and who caused a lot of wanton destruction. So, yeah, I mean, having him turn villain wouldn't be that shocking, but at the same time, it wouldn't be that. I mean, here's what I'll say. I mean, I don't think he's ever going to be like, he's not going to be a Dr. Doom Machiavellian. Now my plans come to fruition. You know, I'm actually most interested. I just want to see what Krill's doing with Alpha Flight now. You know.
Oh,
that's actually the dangling thread I'm most interested in seeing where it goes next. But yeah, it was nice to see Samson back. Nice to see the Red She-Hulk back.
Mm-hmm.
And although it does look like Bushwhacker did shoot the Hulk in the brain, because we see that we sort of see through him, and there was Doc Samson on the other side of the hole.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
And then the cover for next issue, it's like Samson as Hulk on the couch. I wonder if it's going to be like a homage to like Hulk 377. You know, when he tried to integrate all the personalities.
Oh, we could always use another Professor Hulk, just in time for the movie. Yeah, it goes. And what else was out this week?
You said No Road Home. You said something about Squirrel Girl.
Oh yeah, this was a couple weeks ago. No, it was actually fun. I mean, there's not much to say. It actually takes place during the period where Peter Parker and Spider-Man were temporarily separated. Recently.
Oh, okay.
And what I thought they were going to do is have this subplot that Nancy Whitehead was also in that, and that the Quizzler was actually just sort of a separated personality from Nancy Whitehead, but they did not go that route. So they said some stuff in the covers that kind of implied, what? The Quizzler and Nancy are never in the same place at the same time? What? Ms. Quizzler, yeah. But as supervillains go, Ms. Quizzler is about what you'd imagine. But I think they might be setting her up to be Squirrel Girl's arch nemesis, except now she's actually off to sort of solve the riddle of making the world a better place. So who knows? Yeah, that was fun though. I mean, yeah. I was mostly just excited that now I can actually read the interstitials on my phone when I get Squirrel Girl. Because that was the thing, is you could never read like the little subtext, and that's half the fun of Squirrel Girl. Also, they're using, and I like it because it's actually better type. Mm-hmm. So, like, even in the comic books, I can't really read those very well anymore. I'm getting old, Phil.
All right. Like Leonard Samson, the psychiatrist. Our hour is up.
Yes. Okay. So, Philip, if people would like to spend an hour on your couch talking to you about what makes them happy or sad or feel ennui, how can they do so?
If you want to get a hold of me, you can always email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. And on Twitter, I am @nightwingpdp. And follow the Capes and Lunatics and Superconnectivity on social media, Facebook, Twitter.
And all that stuff.
Yes.
And, of course, you can write to me in that old-fashioned email way our ma's and pa's once did at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. Of course, follow me on Twitter. The live tweet things, but man, I actually was watching Gotham and Orville last night on Thursday because we canceled the podcast, and I just had no energy for tweeting. It was so sad.
I know, I saw like one tweet.
Yeah, and exactly. And so if you would like to follow that one tweet, you can do so at Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEsser. Look for the 2 E's in the middle.
For quality.
Bing! And that's our show for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for connecting with us. Please super connect with us once again next week. Good night.
Good night.
You're basic.
You're basic.
There you go. Anyway, so that was a fun show.
Boy, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Captain Marvel. Can't wait.
Can't wait. Yeah. My wife's going to go see the Medea funeral movie. But they're very similar in time, so that works out perfect.
So come back for new Superconnectivity next week.
That'll help you too.